I start ripping out chunks of my hair, screaming that they're not going to get away with it, and I end up being rushed to the hospital.
17 days after my 16th birthday, my best friends invited me to a little get-together where we were supposed to celebrate my special day. There, they violently attacked and almost killed me. When I first met my abuser, who I refer to as John, I thought he was the cutest guy that I had ever seen. I wanted him to pay attention to me, I wanted him to like me, and eventually I got my wish because he asked me to be his girlfriend shortly after we started talking. I quickly learned that no one really liked John. And the reason no one liked John was because he was the most hateful person that you could ever stand in a room with, and he was terrifying. Sometime a few weeks after our relationship started, a girl that was local to us was in the middle of school. He and I got into a huge fight because I had posted something about this and sharing my heartbreak and my outrage, and he seemed to think that no one should care. And it was not long after that happened when he started threatening me, saying that he was going to do the same thing to me, and I reported it to my school, and they did absolutely nothing.
John is only the tip of the iceberg in understanding Lexi's horrific tale.
And then we have my best friend, Sadie. Now, Sadie and John know each other. They're like this. They know each other very well. And Sadie brings Steve and Andy, my two male attackers. Steve and Andy do not like John. Honestly, Sadie doesn't really like John either. Now, Sadie is younger than me. She takes me to meet these guys, Steve and Andy, and we start this relationship where they kind of help show me ways to forget by using...
Lexi's toxic relationships culminate on one awful day she will never forget.
So in the few weeks before it happened, Sadie had gotten herself into quite a bit of trouble, and my mom was not super happy about any of it and wanted me to stay as far away from her as possible. But from my perspective, she was my best friend and I wanted to stand by her throughout everything. On this particular day, I really wanted to hang out with her, so there was a lie that I told my mom, which was because my birthday was 2 weeks prior. Sadie and I were going to hang out and do something for my birthday. She had planned a whole celebration so that I would be allowed to go. I did not know that Steve and Andy have a long history with, at that time, beyond the one that I believed that I was consuming. But I always felt safe with the one that I believed that I was going to be consuming with them because of the fact that I knew that they grew it in their house.
Lexi's cautionary tale shows us to never take anything if you feel uneasy.
So some weird things kind of happen. Sadie kind of offers me up to smoke and hands it to me, and he says, "Ladies first." I take a singular hit off of it. Pretty quickly, I fall out of consciousness, I guess. I don't know. I was hallucinating really severely. And then I kind of remember hearing this like taunting voice telling me that it's time to open my eyes, and I started feeling my body being physically hit. So like pain in my jaw, my ribs, whatever. And when I opened my eyes, I recognized that I was being attacked. So I start fighting back. I throw some things, break some things. I was trying to protect myself, protect my body, but I'm now aware that I am in a situation and I'm up against this wall. But I'm like flipping in and out of consciousness. At some point I try to rush a window that was in there because I think to myself that I'll just jump out of the window. I don't want to allow them to take my life. I start ripping out chunks of my hair, screaming that they're not going to get away with it. And then one of them takes me, pins me up against the thing that I was sitting on. And next thing I know, because this all kind of, it's just like a weird blob of memories, I am laying on the ground and I hear the owner of the house's mother come in. Now, I think maybe he didn't know that she was there, or he thought that she was sleeping, because I kind of remember him saying that I was going to wake his mom up. But she comes into the room, she tells him that he is already in enough trouble because he had some pending charges that I was not aware of, and that I needed to get the property because I am not allowed there. So I get up, and I run down the stairs, and I go to leave. Sadie chases after me, she grabs me, digs her fingernails into me, kicks me to the ground. She tells me that I am high and that I am having fun. I tell her I'm not, that I know what you did, that you just hurt me, whatever. And I end up being able to get away from the house and continuing onto the street of a very busy city, screaming for someone to help me and telling them that I'm going to die. Now, every time someone tried to stop to help me, she would tell them that I was schizophrenic, that there was something wrong with me, that I was her sister, whatever. And she would kind of laugh to me and tell me that it was so much fun to see me be tortured so severely. After the fight of my life, we get to a point where this man hears me, he says he believes me, whatever. I end up collapsing on the street, suffering from cardiac events and seizures and whatever. And I end up being rushed to the hospital where I am administered life-saving medical care.
Lexi's mother helps provide context about what happened from there.
What did
I
say on that call?
You said something's wrong with me. I don't know what they did, and I immediately knew they did something to you.
Okay.
And I didn't know what it was or how bad it was, but I knew that something had happened.
And did I mention that there were like or anything on that phone call?
Yes, you said that you think that they gave you something, and I knew a little bit about that girl, and I didn't trust her, and I knew immediately, something told me immediately that she had given you something or done something, and I started screaming, what did you give her, what happened, and then the call was disconnected.
Okay. So you next saw me again in the hospital. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
I luckily had a friend on the police department of the town, and she was able to get someone to you. I think someone called, and she was able to tell me where you were, and I had my parents first go because I was far away, like I said, for taking your younger sister to gymnastics competition. So Mimi and Papa went, and I rushed to get there as soon as I could, but they were with you at the beginning. And when I saw you, it was probably a half hour into you having been there. And Mimi, I always remember that Mimi said to me, I'm so glad that you didn't see her when she came in, because it was really bad.
My hope with this is that yes, it will bring me peace, but also that it will help someone realize if they're in danger, or for someone else to take another person seriously if they tell you they're in danger.
Lexi's story seems absolutely unbelievable. How she was so close with such toxic people who did not care about her well-being, only wanting to control and abuse her. No wonder this story has taken the best part of a decade for her brain to process all the trauma she was subjected to. Thankfully, the process of sharing her experience seems to be cathartic to Lexi, who hopes that her story will reach others dealing with other toxic relationships. The comments section was filled with shocked people with nothing but support for Lexi, saying, "Please don't feel like you have to explain anything, but you are doing a great job defending yourself. Stay strong. And you are incredibly eloquent and have a beautiful light that shines from you. I hope you find peace and healing." As always, thanks for watching Happiest. If you like this video, then be sure to follow our other social pages for more eye-opening videos like this. And if you have any of your own videos you'd like to share, be sure to send them in.